Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, and today I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at knottylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable, and please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, bringing you the latest and trending topics. And from time to time, I vlog my life. All right. So today I have a great topic. It's called I was raised by OGs. You were raised by IG. Okay. So as you all know, social media has had a major impact on our youth and everything. And you see the social decline. You see the differences in the way the generations right beneath me are looking out here in these streets compared to what we look like back in the day. We used to go to our neighbors and things like that. You were raised by your neighborhood. It was called a village, okay? But I just thought this was an interesting topic. So interesting. I had to check in with some of my good friends. I have some special guests today to come up on the panel to discuss this topic because I just feel like it's a subject that needs to be talked about. Okay. And as you all know, social media affects a lot of things. And I happened to come across an article that I want to share with you guys really quick. We're not going to get into the whole thing, but this is from McLean Mental Health. All right. I'll put the link in the description box for you guys so that you can read the article at length. But one highlight in the article that I want to bring out, it says social media has a reinforcing nature. Using it activates the brain reward center by releasing dopamine, a feel-good chemical linked to pleasurable activities such as sex, food, social interaction. The platforms are designed to be addictive and are associated with anxiety, depression, even physical ailments. Okay, so they quote, when the outcome is unpredictable, the behavior is more likely to repeat. Think of a slot machine. If a game player knew they were going to get money by playing a game, then they'll never would play. They will never would play. All right. And I think a lot of the problem with social media, it has caused this phenomenon that everyone's opinion matters. Um, they're teaching people that they could put up a front and they don't have to tell their real lives, and it's helping people escape away from reality. Okay, so I have a few guests and I want to bring them into the room. I'm so excited. I'm gonna bring them up one by one. All right, and then we're gonna dive into this topic. I'm so interested to see what everybody has to say. Up first, we have Kim Delivers. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Next, we have Vernice. Welcome.
Hey, Naughty.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you. And last but not least, we have Vernita. Are you there? Are you on mute, Benita?
Hello, hey everybody, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy Sunday to you all. I hope your days are going well and smooth. But I'm so excited about this panel, you guys. All right. So the question I want to pose to the panel, what is the difference between being raised by OGs versus our youth today being raised by IG? So Kim, you go first.
Okay, so hello everybody, and I just want to let you know everybody's looking beautiful, and thank you so much, Nani. It's a privilege to be on your show and your panel today. Um, there's a couple of different things. First of all, being raised by IG is what? IG is part of technology. So these kids nowadays are just sitting behind a wall or screen. They don't have a lot of interaction, and the people that they do have interactions with, um, you know, those people kind of believe in the same kind of scope that they did. I said, coming out as kids, we were everywhere. We rode our bikes everywhere. We did everything. Even if we were young adults, like in our 20s, like these people are, we were out doing certain things, going to concerts, going, hanging out with our friends, things of that sort. And we met people all over. So we were able to not only be able to project ourselves as it relates to being able to communicate, knowing how to associate with people, having manners. A lot of these people, kids nowadays, don't have any respect for authority. They don't have any respect for their elders, things of that sort. They just go off and say anything. Not only that, their communication skills lack a lot. You know what I mean? But the most important thing as it relates to us being being raised by OGs and then being raised by IGs is something that came to my mind that my aunt told me. My aunt used to tell, well, me and my cousin, we grew up like sister cousins. So she always tells us how pretty we were, how beautiful we were, right? And we were like, okay, wait a minute now. We know we're cute, but we know we are not that cute that you guys keep telling us that. And so my aunt said, damn straight, y'all not. Okay. And let me tell you why I tell you that though. She says, I tell you that because when a man come around and tell you that you're pretty, she said, I don't want you dropping your drawers and everything else and looking for validation because we've already given you that validation. So that brings me over to IG. And in that new song, this guy in my DMs tells me I'm pretty. You already know that. You don't need anybody to tell you that. And because they're always on show and they're putting their whole bodies on show. They're just always on show. They are looking for laudation and validation. And in doing so, they accept anything and anybody. And then now it's just only on the physical appearance and not what's inside of them. And the kids nowadays, that's all that's important to them. You know, being of substance and things of that sort isn't important to them. And it really should be because you need that in the world because looks fade. Not only looks fade, God forbid anybody have a catastrophic accident and your looks are taken away from you, then what do you have left then? You know what I mean? So that's my point of view, just off the rip.
I think you made some very, very valid points. I feel like the youth, they try to validate themselves through this social media phenomena when they need to look inside themselves first.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like you shouldn't be on social media if you're not together within yourself. If you're not solid within yourself, because there's so many influences that come into play with that. And you have to have a strong mind and be able to stand in what you believe, you know, because you can be easily swayed. So I like all of your points. Bernita, you up next.
Hi everyone, and thank you for having me. What I have to say about this subject is me being raised by an OG, and I'm an OG, and I raised my kids by these same principles. When I was raised, it mattered to me what my parents said to me. So if I would never do something that would get back to my parents because I knew what I would get from the response that she would give me. So if I was out there and I was dropping it like it hot and somebody saw me and they went back and told my parents or my aunts or it got back to my family, I knew that I had a whooping coming, not no time out. You on serious punishment or something. These kids these days, they don't care. It's like they go out and they do whatever they want to do out in these streets because they're being raised by social media saying it's okay.
Exactly.
Not sitting back saying, what is my parents going to think about what it is that I'm doing? You know,
Hmm.
do you care if your parents, they don't even care if they parents know what they're doing. They care more about if social media know what they're doing. But when
Exactly.
I was growing up, you cared because once it got back to the family, it's on. You're gonna get a whooping. My mother always told me, she said, I'm God's sidekick, number one sidekick. So hey, I was scared of God. And I
Exactly.
knew if she was his sidekick, I better be scared of her. So, it was like I would never do nothing to embarrass her or embarrass myself in these streets.
Hmm.
Whatever I did, I made sure that she didn't know what I did. I ain't saying I was an angel now. I'm just
Hmm.
saying I didn't go out and take new pictures, show my body, have sex out in these, just out here nilly willing having sex and all of this. I didn't do all of that because I knew it wasn't, my parents wouldn't approve of it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I
Hmm.
actually went to school because I knew that my parents, I better graduate. I better pass these classes.
Hmm.
They
Fear
wasn't
of God,
playing
it was
with
the
me
fear of
once I
God in
got
you.
home. I didn't care what social media thought of me. I cared more about what my mama thought of me. You
And
know,
that's a good point, Vanita, because the kids today, they do not care how they affect anyone, not even just their family. They don't care
and
how
Yeah.
they
they're so disrespectful. I could never speak to an adult in the streets the way that I see these kids talk. If I was walking down the street and I was cursing, I looked around and saw who it was that was around me because it might get back to my mama.
Mhm.
Versus these kids don't care if they curse in front of you, they'll curse you out, and then they videotaping what they doing, and it's all on social media. They don't care if their mamas them see it, the aunts see it, or whoever see it. They trying to, put on this front for social
Mhm.
media. And
Mhm.
that's something that back in the day you didn't do that because you really gave a damn whether they saw what you was doing in these streets.
Mhm.
When you hit 18, then you got a little loose, but you in these streets when you was young, you cared. You
Right.
actually physically cared. In social media, they are
Ooh,
what was the thing?
Uh-oh.
Our
she
social
cutting in and
media.
out.
Our social media was the telephone. So if somebody got on the phone and called your parents or your aunts or your grandma, that's how I got back home.
Mhm.
Versus now it's all on social media for the world to see. It ain't just the neighborhood. It's the world gonna see you, and that's worse. You know what I'm
Hmm.
Mhm.
saying? That's worse.
Mhm.
And they care more about them on social media than they do their own family. And that it
Mhm.
doesn't make sense to me. It really just doesn't make sense.
Exactly. I think you made some very valid points, Vanita. Thank you so much. And up next, and I just want to highlight you guys. Look at the different generations I have on the panel, and we did that on purpose, right? Because I wanted to get different perspectives from different generations. And last but not least, I have Vernice. What are your thoughts on this topic?
Well, since I'm the oldest OG up here, the way I was raised, we didn't have telephone, beeper. All we had is psychic powers. You had a feeling, you knew because they already instilled in you what to not do, what to do. And were forced to talk to your parent or whomever was raising you.
Mhm.
The first thing they taught you were you're not grown, I'm the one that's grown.
That's right.
Respect your elders.
Stay in your
Hmm.
proud place.
That's right.
And everyone you addressed that was older than you, it was either Mr. or Mrs., Auntie, Sir, or whatever. We're losing that. I see a little 4-year-old call me by my name. That kind of like makes me cringe.
Hmm.
So that means you're not teaching this child that there's elders, that they must address the elder in a specific way.
Hmm.
That's right.
Hmm.
And they're not to be like, if my mom or my grandmother or my dad had company, we had to disappear. We
Mm-hmm.
could
That's
not
right.
be apart. We could not drink with them. We couldn't party with them. We had our own set.
Mm-hmm.
And if my mom was standing somewhere talking to a friend and I happened to be in the middle, she would make me move and ask me, "Do you want some salt on that? You're eating every word out of my mouth. Get out of here. You're too grown.
Mm-hmm.
This is not your conversation."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, we have to allow young people to express themselves, but there's a time and a place for everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're not
Exactly.
going to be. Me and my little grandson is 2 years old. He debates back and forth with me as if he's on my level.
Yeah, they don't see like adults as adult anymore. They feel like they're the same level as adults. I had this battle with my teenager. I have one, okay? And it is a challenge to get her to fall in line. Understand? She really flipped it back on me. Like, you really make me feel bad about myself when you say, "Oh, stay in a child's place." She couldn't get it. She didn't
Yeah.
understand it.
Oh, what
But
felt to be a
I'm,
child again?
yeah, but I'm teaching you this so that when you go into school, this is how you need to act and honor the teachers and authority there. It took her a while. She finally got it, but she's hard. They're hard headed nowadays. And I just really feel like social media has stunted their emotional development and their emotional intelligence.
Right.
And I think that parents allow them, okay, so like what you just said, that you tell your daughter, you're talking to your daughter. I believe that parents allow social media and technology to babysit their kids so they
Yes.
don't have to talk to them. So whereas we gave our, and like Bernice said too, and Bonita, how that our parents talked to us and they told us what they expected, what they didn't expect, how they reinforced it and stuff, like none of that's going on.
Mm-mm.
So this is the product.
This is the product. This is the result. Oh my God,
Mhm.
ladies. All of your thoughts were very valid and relevant. Okay. I'm gonna drop the link just in case anyone from the chat wants to
Oh,
come up
great.
and sound off. I see everyone in the chat showing love. I appreciate all of you. We got Robin, Juice Radio, Brenda, Feds. Everybody's in the house. So I'm gonna
Our
drop
Brenda
the
from the UK.
link.
Yes, our Brenda.
Yeah,
Is that
Brenda.
Brenda from the UK?
Yeah, I'm
Is
Oh,
here.
that
cool.
fans from the show? That's fans
And
from the
fans.
show.
And my
Yeah.
voyeur.
Oh, Roy,
Everybody.
yeah, I love your show. I
Yes.
subscribe to it.
Yes, Royer's here. I appreciate you all joining. If anyone wants to come up on the panel, please join us. Join the conversation. It needs to be had. And one of the things I want to throw out to the chat to challenge you, how do we bridge this gap between our youth and now? How do we figure out how to bridge this gap? How do we get our youth to respect legacy? Because that's one thing I came from in my family. I know
Mhm.
my legacy. Okay. And I have respect for it because my grandparents and great grandparents sacrificed so that I could be right here today where I am. And I will always be grateful to them. We got Curves. Hey, Curves.
Hi,
Hi,
Kurt.
Curtis.
How you doing, Curve?
Hey, what's good? What's good? Happy Sunday, people.
Happy
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 Sunday.
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 I
So,
saw the post for what you do. I was raised by OGs, you versus you were raised by IG. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is exactly what we're going through, huh?
mm-hmm,
Like we are the difference in how people get information is so drastically, vastly different than how we got information. Like we were like griot, it was passed down from mouth to ear, you know? And
Right.
now we have this cyberspace where
Yeah.
the information and the wisdom gets passed down en masse globally, right? But there's
Mm-hmm.
still like such a difference in the wisdom aspect, you know? Like
mm-hmm,
OGs literally give us wisdom. It's like they give us what they lived, how it impressed them. Whereas like a IG, it's just the information. It doesn't really get the wisdom. You see what I'm saying? Is that weird?
mm-hmm.
No, it's
Right.
not. But I want
Yes.
to say this: like my grandma used to do this, and some of my aunts, great aunts, used to do this. We'd be over there playing, and all of a sudden they would say, "Come here, come on this porch, sit by my knee." And that became the thing, sit by my knee. And when they told you to sit by your knee, it wasn't that they was in trouble, nothing. They just wanted to impart knowledge in you. You know what I mean? Let me tell you what we did when we was coming up. And this, that, and the other. They tell you how they scrap and scrape, save so that they can make a way for their children. They don't want us to forget where we came from, how they had to do it, how 10 of them slept in the rafters because they don't had a 1-bedroom home on a sharecropper's lot when they were coming up, but yet and still they did what they could do to make the way for us. So not only that we should forget it, but we should never sacrifice the sacrifices that they made for us. So when Nadi was talking about legacy, that is just so on point.
Definitely.
I love it. Let me check this comment. High Juice Radio Talk Show. The problem is we give these kids so much rights that takes away from the adults' rights. It's true.
Exactly.
That's correct. We're letting the government raise them.
The government feel like they know better, you know. I remember once my kid got in trouble, and he had to go to court, and the judge was telling me this, that, and the third. I said what I had to say, and he said, "You can't say that." I said, "I tell you what, you keep him till he's 21 and holler at me afterwards." I say, because as long as he's in my house, whatever I say is how you gonna do it. I said, and if you paying the rent and the bill around here, you're not paying that, so you can't tell me what's gonna happen in my house. And I walked out and said, "You can have him." He said, "Come back here and get this boy." I said, "No, you telling him that he got the right to say anything toward me. No, his feelings right now is not the issue. I don't care about it. I'm not gonna validate it. I'm not gonna nothing. This is how it's gonna go. Point blank, period. Period. And he looked at me and he gave me my son and he said, "Go listen to your mom." I say he was doing good in school. I say he started on his social media kick, and next thing I know, he lost his mind. But I'm gonna find it for him. And I found it for him. And he said she meant what she said when she said what she said. I told him, "You can have him." I see him after he's 21. I say, "Give me that piece of paper because I don't want nobody in the family to adopt him, foster him, or nothing. He gonna have no communication with us." And he knew I was serious. And that's when he said, "Mama, I straightened up and flew right because I knew you wasn't playing with me." I said, "No, I wasn't playing with you. But whatever this judge talking about, they act like you can't tap your kid on the butt. You can't do this and you can't do that."
Oh, Benita, I swear, I think that's what happened when we stopped giving out whoopings. Okay, whoopings is not
whooping should be a birthright. You should get your ass beat coming out the womb.
No, I beg to, with the school when they took the prayer out, before we went on that play yard or went in that class and start acting a fool, we had that prayer, and it seemed to calm us down a little bit. You know, when they took that prayer out, all the demons start going crazy.
And you didn't have to whoop your kid, but your kid just knew that he might get a whooping, and it scared him to a point where they didn't do the things that they're doing.
But I want to interject something on the whooping.
Go ahead.
I wanted to interject something on the whooping. Now, I understand that comes in, but I don't use whooping as a last resort because I never wanted my kid to operate off of fear. I want her to operate off understanding. So I went and I talked to her, I explained things, I took things away if I had to reinforce it, if it continued to happen. And then if it continued, then I know, oh, you just don't care about me. So then what I'm telling you, so now I'm gonna have to tap them little legs, okay? But other than that,
it's a process though. You don't just be whooping the whoop.
Just
right. Because the thing is that when I'm not around, the reason why I imbue her with knowledge, because like what Mama did me, because I used to always tell Mom, don't tell me. I don't care what you're saying. She said, "Well, I'm gonna tell you anyway, because I'm gonna drop that seed, because I don't never know if it's gonna fall on fertile ground." And let me tell you, there were times where I was out there and I came across what she told me, and what she told me kicked in. The knowledge kicked in, and I conducted myself accordingly. And that's how I want my daughter to be able to do. So even if I'm not around, I want that knowledge to come through.
Yeah, my mom, she operated the way she operated is She had a little fear in me. Yeah, she did. I would never ever do anything against what my mama didn't want me to do. But
Mm-hmm.
she didn't just whoop me. But I knew that if it was a possibility I was gonna get one, I wasn't finna go out here and act no fool. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna do all that. I knew it was a possibility. She gave the right for everybody in the neighborhood to tap me. So,
Hey,
so
Brenda,
therefore,
welcome to the panel. Let me get her thoughts on the topic. Hey, Brenda, are you there? I think she's having sound issues.
is that Brenda from London?
Yeah.
Yes, our
Mhm.
girl.
Yes,
Hey,
that girl.
Brenda.
Hey, Sin. Brenda, you there? I don't know.
Well, Courage was making some good points too.
Yeah, go ahead, Curves.
Oh, well, I was just like really, I was only hitting on the wisdom, but yeah, I do believe in discipline. I don't use corporal punishment as a first for my sons.
Mhm.
But I'm not a timeout mom either. Like I'm a redirect and re-engage type of person. Like
Right.
here's what you should have been doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And this is why you should
Mm-hmm.
have been doing it. And if it continues, then I threaten a lot that I'll whoop that ass. But I'm not into. But I even messed around and once told my sons that the only reason that I'm really supposed to be beating you, in addition to discipline, is to make you more scared of what the world is going to do to you than what I could do. So if I beat the world to it, then I hope you show up better in the world. But I'm not with that. Just be a good person. The world, you're not here for getting hit. You're not here
Mm.
for pain. You're here to learn and grow, and let's do it together. Like I'm all Berkeley granola.
Exactly. Look at Fifi. She says a little healthy fear goes a long way. Okay,
Yeah,
and
a little healthy fear,
and that's the
definitely.
problem with the youth. They have no fears at all. They just don't care how they affect people, and they're very selfish. No,
They quick to tell
self-indulgent.
you they'll call the police on you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You know, they quick to
Mhm.
say that and they got a cell phone.
And exactly. And I think that we have to stop giving these kids so much and go back to making them earn
Earn it.
Earn,
things.
earn
Not
it.
only
Yeah.
that, when you say something, mean what you say. If my mom
Hmm.
said you were on punishment 30 days, that calendar was on that refrigerator and I had to
It
mark
has,
off
yeah.
those days. I
I'm
That's
was not
right.
I'm
going
firm about my
anywhere.
punishment because if you don't stick to the punishment, they'll never take you seriously after that.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, she's saying I'm on punishment. She'll get over it in a couple of days.
I
That
used
type
to
of
hate
attitude.
punishment. I used to hate being on punishment worse than an ass whooping. I used to just be like, let's just get it
Just
over
beat
with.
me.
Get me back. You know what I
You
mean?
asked
That's
for
what I used to
it.
do. Let's just get done with it. And my parents were wise though. They were like, nope, 2 weeks off the phone. And that was when they could, ooh, did your guys' moms ever take the receiver off the wall
Oh
and
yeah,
divorce
I would go
her?
get the neighbors. And we had the, the one that, went in the wall. Not like what you guys have the, cordless and all that. We had the one that went in the wall. Take it down and go get the
Yeah,
neighbors.
that
Hmm.
was hilarious.
And
Yes.
then
They
I
said
think that
off the
a
phone,
lot of
off
it
the
is
phone.
these kids are virtual. They're so virtual now. They don't have that social interaction anymore. I mean, I used to go outside. We would play hopscotch. We would draw our hopscotch board with a rock. Okay. I mean, the whole neighborhood would get together. We would be outside until the street lights came on, and then everybody went in the house. But we stayed outside most of the day. We only came
There's
in.
Brenda.
Yeah.
Hey, Brenda, welcome. What are your thoughts on this topic?
Oh, love it. Love it. But do you guys remember the look from your parents or grandparents
Oh
if you
my
did
God.
something?
That just the look,
That
totally.
look told you everything. I don't know what's going
Exactly.
on with my StreamYard. Maybe I should go out and come back in.
What
Oh,
we
we
hear
can hear
you.
you fine.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. I was raised by OGs. Fortunately, I had both sets of grandparents who alternated time with looking after my sister and I while we lived, they lived with our parents. And you had to respect, it was respect or you'd get a slap or something. I don't know. I guess
Hmm.
kids nowadays don't get slaps. But
That's a problem.
I did the same to my children. If they needed us, if they needed to be pulled up, I did it.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I rule. I've always said I rule my house. Nobody outside of my home rules my house. Whatever I say goes.
Hmm. And you didn't
That's
waver
it.
ever.
And it worked till this day. Even with my grandchildren, I give them the look as well. You know, pull up, straighten up. You've
Hmm.
got to respect your elders. When you're
Hmm.
at school, you've got to respect your teachers.
Oh,
Parents nowadays are cursing out the teachers at home with their children, so their kids have no respect for the teachers when they go to school.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
and kids looking at me at my age and calling me by my name. No, it doesn't
exactly.
happen.
That's not
You
good.
call me, they all call me Miss Brenda or Miss B. You call
Right.
if you can't address me by my name, first and foremost. You're younger than me. It won't happen. Because I'll pull you up in front of your parents. You
Hmm.
know, it's Miss B or
Hmm.
Miss Brenda or
Or
Auntie.
auntie.
You know, you and I didn't go to school together. What class were we in together?
Hmm.
you know, and I asked them this in front of their parents. Where did we play together in the playground?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, so
I got a story for you guys because like what was it? I was about like 15, and me and my girlfriend we went to hang out. Well, my girlfriend was a trouble maker. Okay, she always defied her parents, but she would get me caught up. Like she always had older boyfriends with cars and stuff like that. And so one night we got stuck, and I was so scared to go home, you guys. I was so scared to go home. And so when I got to a phone, I called my mom and I said, "Mom, I'm at such and such house. Can you come get me?" And you know what? She was so calm. Ooh, sorry, I forgot to put on my do not disturb. She was so calm, it was scary. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how she was going to come at me. And I could tell she was waiting to get me in the house. And guys, let me tell you something. She beat me with the buckle of the belt.
mm,
Not because she was so worried about me. I get why she did it. I had her
mm,
worried out of her mind. But not only did she beat me with the buckle, she had just bought me a pair of heels for a church event that we were going to. She beat me in my legs and made me wear those heels. I was limping.
I bet you didn't forget though.
I'll cut that friend off
I
ASAP.
bet you
I
never
said,
did it
you ain't
again.
worth it. You're not worth it. It taught me a good lesson.
Mm,
And my mom's very calm and meek and quiet, but as soon as you cross her,
yeah,
it's another Sandy that comes out.
that's
Okay.
me. That's me. I'm quiet. When I get quiet, my children they get really upset. They'll be asking each other, "What did you do? What did you do? Why is mommy not talking?" You know.
But because I was raised by OG, I think that's why I'm able to interact with practically any generation, because I was taught that foundation. Hold on. Somebody let me, somebody says feedback. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, Brenda, how you doing?
I'm all right, love. How are you?
I'm good.
Uh,
Surprised to see you, girl.
so, what are your thoughts? I'm gonna ask this to the panel and to the chat. What are your thoughts on how we can bridge this gap to bring our youth back to a point where they respect elders and their legacy? Any recommendations?
Communication.
Yeah.
It's all through communication, and you got to sit them down and talk to them, and you got to be don't go like I'm your best friend. Go like talk to them with a little authority, but not too much authority. But talk to them and listen to them what they got to say, and then tell them what needs to be done, how it should be done. You should not have your breasts all out. If you're talking to a little girl, you should dress this way, and why you should dress this way. A little boy, his butt hanging out his pants. Talk to him,
Mm.
explain to him. Research it. They said it's from men in prison doing, whatever, and explain to him the reason why you should not walk around that way, that you should do this, that, and the other. You just gotta talk to him, but at the same time give some examples, because these kids these days, they need examples and everything else, but you just got to figure it out through communication, how to get across to them, through communication.
And also, the parents need to lead by example too. You
Exactly. You can't be getting high with your kid, or even getting high in their presence. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't know your business like that. They really shouldn't. Your business is your business because you're an adult.
That's
And
right.
you should at all times present what you want your kids to do in the street. So you can't be a hypocrite sitting up here saying one thing and doing another. You
exactly.
know, you got to let them know that this is how you live by. This is the way it is, and this is how you live by. And then what you do when you ain't around them is one thing, but when
Hmm.
you
And I will see that.
Hold on, we getting feedback. Kim, is your Bluetooth on?
and daddies, they're literally doing things in front of their kids that they shouldn't. And also, I think too that when they kid do something wrong, if an adult choose to bring your kid to you and tell you about your child, don't say I know my child didn't do that.
Mm.
'Cause you never, one thing my mama always told me, you never know what that child gonna do in that streets.
Yeah, they
Exactly.
different when they outside of their parents.
Believe it or
Some
not.
kids lose their mind.
Home
Right.
angels,
They get
street
a little
devil.
bit of freedom and they just go berserko with it. So,
Mhm.
listen to what that parent has to say. And if you feel that parent is truly lying on your child, then that's different.
Mhm.
If you in your heart you feel that's what that child is, that lady or man is doing. But don't do it in front of the parent, because you don't want to give your child a false sense that that's how it is with all parents, and you're going to argue with these parents and this, that, and the other. Listen to them and say, okay, and take your kid in the house and discipline your child according to how you feel like your child should have been disciplined. you
Mhm.
know
Mhm.
but I never argue with another parent about what my child was going to do. I listened to what they said, whether they was right or wrong. It's only, I think, one parent I didn't take heed to. But my kids told me that they got a couple whoopings or discipline for something that they didn't do. I said, I probably owed you. I probably owed you something. But they said my mama didn't let us slide with nothing. She just
Mhm.
didn't let us slide with that. So it to this day, they don't talk a certain way to
Mhm.
me, act a certain way in front of me.
Mhm.
They be like, no, no. And they would get on each other. If somebody slip, they'll get on them. I ain't got to
Mhm.
say a word. They'll get on them. I got 5 kids. They'll start checking each other because that's
Mhm.
the way it is. And my grandkids would never do that.
Mm.
I taught them right away. And they look at Nana and they say no. They say, when they come over here, they're very respectful. They're respectful to adults in front of me. They never, talk back. None of that. Now I
Can
don't
I
know what they
interject
do in the
something
street.
really quickly? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna stop because I'm on the road and I'm gonna just say this real quick. But I think this is really important. There's a difference between communication and connection. You can talk at somebody, but you need to talk to them. And the reason why I'm saying that, and I'll give an example of this young lady that we just helped. And this little girl came from meager means. Okay, so her mom was from Dominican Republic. One of the U.S. brothers went down there, brought her up, impregnated her with 2 kids, and then she was a kid outside of his. Okay, so she didn't have a lot because he brought up here, and the mom can't have speak anything. He's basically taking care of his 2 kids. She wasn't doing good in school or whatever. Her teacher found out what was wrong with with her. Because, like you said, sometimes parents do certain things or they have certain circumstances. She understands that there might be a reason why they're acting out. Okay, you got to find out what it is so you can speak to that. Now that girl was failing. Now that girl is getting all A's. Okay, she's bilingual. She's telling her what she can do, what a skill that has. Sometimes you don't have people pouring into you. So on the outside, you have to pour in. There's been kids that I worked with when I was working at the dealership. We had this program called some youth program for the summer. They gave them jobs. It was kids that came in there, and one kid was really good with the internet. Okay, but all she had bad. Her addiction was bad. Her attitude was bad, and everything else. I showed her what she had was really a skill. So when you're doing these kind of things, you can do graphics, girl. You can do social media for people. You can do reputation management for people. So many careers this little skill has. So you may think you got nothing, baby, but you got a lot. So a lot of times kids have behavioral issues because of what they're going through, and then they seek other things like IG and stuff like that because now they got somebody who they feel that is their peers and are doing and acting the same way that they are, so they feel like they have a connection. But because they're young, their reason and rationale isn't there, and they don't understand that that's the right way. So I just want to say that because I'm going to go back on mute and I'm going to continue traveling.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else want to give their? Let me go over this comment. Juice made a good point. She says, "Tell them about our history and heritage and the importance of being a leader comes with respecting the order of good elders." So I like that point. And then she also gave us some scripture on this Sunday. Honor your mother and father so that your days shall be long.
Longer.
That was the Bible verse that scared, I guess, me straight. I wanted to live a long life. Hashtag respect. I like it.
Do you know, you've also got to teach your children values. I remember when my children were younger, when it was their birthdays and Christmas, and my parents would give them, a card, especially for their birthday, and then that card would always have money. And once I said to my mum and dad, I says, I need you to stop putting money in their cards, because there may be a time when you can't put money in there. The first thing they do is when they open the card, they open and they're looking for the money.
Not even reading the message.
Exactly. And I've asked them to stop it. They were very young when I asked them to stop. They were about 4 and 5 or something like that. And my mum was like, why, Brenda? I said, no. I want them to learn the value of appreciating their birthdays, and you took time to go out and get a card and look for the appropriate words that suits them. And my kids grew up with that. They don't look for anything from anyone. I'm not saying we're rich, but they don't look, expect anything from someone.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brenda. Like, I feel like they're entitled now, this youth. Like, they feel like that you're supposed to give them everything. It's crazy. Hey, Kurt, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on how you feel like we could bridge the gap between the younger generation and the OGs. Is she there? She might have stepped away. What about you, Vernice?
Well, communication is one. Listen to, we can learn from the young as well as they can learn from us. And don't always think that you're right. Like Curve said earlier, a little research, have, take time out to understand, like Kim said, to see really what, why they have such a bad behavior or whatever it is.
Because when your kids are off, but you have to care enough to check in with them. Like, I check in with my daughter on a regular basis, like text. And she never, well, this is when she was going to school. Anytime she left for school, we always said, I love you and things like that. I always try to send her on a positive note so she can have, I'm manifesting a good day for my child, peaceful and things like that. But you're right, Vernice. Like, we have to understand we can learn from the youth too. It's not always us that has to be right. Okay. And just for example, you guys, the whole reason why I'm able to do this YouTubing, my daughter taught me how to edit.
See?
Mm.
And now look at me because of what my daughter blessed me with, a gift. So I always give credit to her for
Yeah.
that. And I let her know, and she doesn't want to come on the panel. I'm trying to coach both my girls, like, to see if we can have like a mommy daughter panel type of thing or whatever. But they're like, no, mom, that's your thing. That's your thing. Don't embarrass us. And Juice, oh, I wish you could come up because I know you have a lot of wisdom about this topic, but it's okay because we are going to have other panels. We have a line of shows that we're going to do together, me and my OG girlfriends, okay? The next show that we're going to do, oh, when did we schedule it for? Did we schedule that one? I
Nope,
think,
not yet, but we can do it next Sunday if we're going to still do
yep,
March's Women's Month.
yes,
It's
yes. So next
Mother's
Sunday,
Day next Sunday.
oh, it's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I thought Mother's Day is in May.
In
No,
UK.
it's
Oh, in
March
the
Day.
UK.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, our next show, you guys.
Remind us.
Hi. Someone say hi. Okay. The next show that we're gonna do is on Girl Code. I'm
Mm.
excited about it. I'm
Okay.
excited about it. Hey, Shay B. Good afternoon, beautiful. Thank you for joining
Hey.
us.
Hi, JB.
In the UK. Okay, I have to make it a point to remember that, Brenda. Happy
Okay.
Mother's Day to you.
Thank you.
Curves, are you still there? I think Curves stepped away or she's on mute or whatever. But I thought this was a very good topic. Thank you to Kim for bringing it up. It was her idea.
Thank
Oh.
you.
And I wanted to give her credit for that. But I learned from all my OGs, and that's why I love like interacting and having conversation. And I'm trying to teach that same thing to my kids, so that they know how to move through this life once I'm no longer here. You
Right.
understand? And I always stress to my kids, just understand this: when you go out into the world, you're representing me.
Right.
So please don't
That's
embarrass.
right. Leave a legacy.
Leave a legacy, and I'm a firm believer in legacy, you guys. This is because of where I came from. I
Mm.
come from a family where they migrated from the south up to the north, due to
So did
job
mine.
issues and segregation and things like that. And my grandparents, they told us about what they went through. And so that's why I think we, like my cousins and I, we have such a great respect for the elders in our family and
Oh,
make sure
yeah.
that we take care of them and things like that because they worked hard for us to have what we have today. Hey, Sin, I'm surprised you didn't come up and give your thoughts.
Right, Sin. Come on up, Sin.
Hey, Sin.
Because I
I
know
see
you got.
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link one more time because we have a few more minutes to see if we can get anybody else to sound off. But bottom line is stop letting electronics and social media raise your kids, people. You have to raise your kids. You have
Do
to
you
act.
know? Do you remember writing letters? I've
Oh
taught
yeah.
children. I've taught my children to write letters. It's like, I would say, write your nana or pen pals.
I had a pen pal when I was in middle school over in Africa. And I
I
loved
did the same with my daughter during the summer when it was. I would make her
Yeah.
read a book and then write something on to me on it. It didn't have
Write,
to be a lot.
write a
it.
comprehension on the book. Yeah.
Right.
Tell me about the book.
I
Let me
totally,
hear.
So
you
maybe
know
we
how I
should
love
go
my,
around. Let's go around the panel, and everyone can kind of give some of the parenting tools that they use to raise their children. Because I know you all are wonderful mothers. Who want? Vernice, you want to go first?
Try not to love them so much and holding them so tight. Let them
Mm-hmm.
fly. Let them try to do some things on their own.
Mm-hmm. And let them express themselves.
Right.
I love it. Curves, are you there?
yeah.
Any parenting tools that or tips that you can give when it comes to raising our youth today?
Well, you know me and my etymology. And so I just wanted to go to raise for a second specifically, right?
Hmm.
So it's a verb, okay? And it can be past tense also, but it means to lift or move in a vertical position, to set upright, to construct or to build, to cause to rise or form, to bring to the surface, especially in the action of rising, to increase the amount, level, or strength of, to promote to a higher rank, you know, and like I'm getting goosebumps thinking about this in relation to my sons, because it's such a beautiful opportunity that we have as parents to raise our children. And I feel like everything people have been saying so far, also in the chat, I mean, and on the panel, about connecting, communication, like the things that it really takes to like be here and be a parent, are truly about creating an intimate relationship with our children where we are connected and they feel that and trust that, and that we trust it too, to let them grow and be themselves too, you know? So what I personally do is I really listen to them, because I'm all about my Bible. And when it speaks to me, it does, you know? So, and a child shall lead them. So I am constantly allowing myself in a way to be led by them, so that I can take their lead on things that I don't even know about yet,
I
you
like
know?
it.
So I respect them and I feel like it's reciprocal. And I teach them what respect is. Me and their father, we show them every day, you know. And I was just asking dad, because we're having this conversation. I went in the other room and I asked dad about it. And I said, well, what do you think it takes? He's like, we got to show them. We have to lead by example,
I love
period.
it. I love
You
it.
know,
Kim, what are your thoughts or tips for parenting nowadays?
Well, I want to piggyback off of what Curve said, and I believe that wholeheartedly. You have to show them that prayer thing. I prayed over my kid, I prayed with my kid, and I encouraged her to seek a relationship. But mostly, I prayed over my child. And I even laid hands on her until I come in this room and I pray over her. But one of the other things that I did, and that is I put Jessica in everything.
Hmm.
Every activity. I didn't care if she was mad. Well, I don't like that. I decided I want to change my mind. I don't want that. That's okay. I put her in every activity. I took her everywhere and exposed her to new and different things. We volunteered. I put her in different organizations and affiliations. I took her to different events so that she can meet and greet and speak to different people. I took her outside of her own comfort zone, outside of her own culture, because this world is made up of many. You need to be able to talk to everybody, and you need to know how to be able to present yourself. And I wanted to do all of that with her while I was there side by side, so I can help her navigate through those things. If she felt shy or had any difficulty or whatever, I'd help her navigate through it. So when I put her out there in the world, she has no problem navigating through anything. And I'm not trying to brag, but right now she is completing her PhD in quantum physics. Okay.
Yes. Black excellence. I love it. I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bernita, what are your tips for parenting in this with this new generation and technology?
Well, I just stressed a lot of love with my kids. And I think that right there kind of guided them. They knew everything that I'd done or did for them, or what I was trying to teach them. It was all done through love. You
Hmm.
know, even if I disciplined them, it was all through love. And they say to this day, they say, if mom, was talking to us, she would always end it with, give me a kiss, say you love me. I say,
Hmm.
because I never say or do anything. I only do it because I love you. And I want to see you able to expand out here in this world. I don't want to see you fail out here. I want to see you,
Hmm.
expand out here as much as you can. I want you to
Exactly.
be anything and everything that you can be out here. So when I tell you something, it's done through love. And
Hmm.
they to this day remember that. And they
Hmm.
tell their kids, if they discipline them in any way, whether it's, a harsh discipline or a lightweight discipline, they always tell them they say I love you, and
Mm-hmm.
and I like that. I
Mm-hmm.
like that because
I
what
like
they teach them what I taught them.
Well, that just shows what good job you did, Renita. Okay, because they felt it was important enough that they had to raise their kids the same way. So
That's
good
right.
job, good job, Miss Brenda. What are your thoughts?
Uh, my thoughts. You've got to listen to your children. You've got to talk to them. I don't believe in this thing that, okay, I can't come into your room, you know? Your room is my room. I'll
Mm-hmm.
come into that room and do whatever I want, look through and find out what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
right? You've got to respect. Respect goes both ways. You show me respect, I'll respect you as well. But when it comes to the IGs, I'm the type of mum who would say, you know what, put that away for now. Let's go outside. We play jacks. I've got marbles. We do jump rope. We've got hula hoops. The backyard is quite big. So they go out, like, put them out there. Go out there, run, do whatever. You're not going to sit indoors and just watch telly and be on your whatever it is, that thing that your thumbs are just doing that.
Mm-hmm.
you know, go outside and explore. We'd go to the park, we'd go to the beaches, although England haven't really got that much beaches as such, but still, go outside and do things with the children
Exactly, and that's one of
and
the things my mom.
listen to them. Listen, ask
Mm-hmm.
questions,
Mm-hmm.
ask
Mm-hmm. I'm
questions.
always probing my
To get to
kids.
you, Brenda,
Yes.
my mom, I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and I grew up in a big city, New York City.
Mm.
My mom we had clothes for every type of weather. It could be raining, it could be
Mm.
a blizzard. We was outside every single day.
Yeah,
Even my little baby sister, she was in the carriage. I don't know, y'all call them prams over there. With
yeah.
the
Push chairs.
outside, they would throw
Yeah,
us out every single day.
yeah.
We never missed a day going outside.
Yeah, it's
She would
raining.
put us
There's
out.
raincoats and the wellies
Raincoats,
outside.
galoshes, everything out. We were dressed for the weather and put out.
Yeah.
That's it. They prepared you and then pushed you out the door. Like work it
She would
out.
throw us out.
Exactly. But that is one of the things I can't remember who said it, but one of the things my mom always let me and my brother try everything. And I think that speaks to who I am today.
Mm.
She always kept us around art and in museums. I played the flute. My brother played the trumpet. My brother broke every bone he could break playing soccer. Okay. She never limited us. I did ballet. I did tap. But look, all of those things made me who I am today. To this day, I love art. I love music. I love conversation and things like that. Let your kids try things because, like, one of the my brother was a single dad, and he would never let his son pick activities. He only picked activities he wanted him to do. And I said, you're stunting his growth. And he's not going to enjoy the activity because that's not what he wants to do. You still have to consider, like, let your kids grow naturally. And if he tries it and doesn't like it, that's fine. But let him try it. Don't limit your children.
Yeah.
I love it, guys. This was such a good panel. Oh, thank you so
It is. I
I am
love it
for Miss
too.
Patty yesterday. I didn't know your day yesterday. I needed to take a break, a load off, okay? But I appreciate all of you wonderful, beautiful ladies joining me for this topic. I thought it was very, very a good subject, and I think it's a conversation that needs to be had, and we need to continue to have it so that other parents are becoming more aware and equipped. We have to stop letting electronics raise our children and pull them back in,
Yeah.
because as a result of that, they're not showing respect for their elders, they're not showing respect for their legacy, and they're not showing respect for themselves.
Right.
We see it all over social media. And anytime I see like the Christian rocks and even the
Oh,
jazz rock, only
Mm.
thing that tells me is that you have a very low self-esteem. You don't
right.
think
Low
very highly of yourself.
vibration.
Low vibration.
I
Exactly.
can't understand where that behaviors come from.
And the one thing we didn't touch on is that there's a lot of predators out there too.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
Mm-hmm.
we've got to talk to the children, ask them questions, and listen to them. You know, you will see a change in your children if something's wrong, you know, and you can
If
ask
something is
them,
going
talk to
on.
them, or you can be like me. I
Mm-hmm.
spy. I'm the biggest detective there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking following. I'm not above following.
Ah, oh no, I'm on my daughter's social media like a hawk. Me and her
Right.
dad. Okay. And he caught one time making a comment. He jumped right in, like, get away from my daughter. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's right.
Because that's the thing. You cannot and I held off on social media for my youngest child as long as I could. Okay. But then the school implemented it and started having them use it in their
Mhm.
lessons. So I held off as long as I could because I didn't want to do the work to, check behind and this and that. But now I have to do it. You cannot just let your kids loose on social media because of the predators that are out there. And they're looking for that lonely child that they can get into their head and
Mhm.
manipulate. And that's why we have
Uh-huh.
so many children ending up in trafficking
Right.
Yeah,
because they will lure your children away from you.
I'm the street detective because we were at one point we were the only black family on our street, and you know I had to be tough one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, have that look, that face. You don't mess with me and my children. You know,
Exactly.
something strange. You see a strange car. You know, I'm out there looking, pretending I'm sweeping.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
mhm.
Exactly. So I love it, guys. So next Sunday we're gonna come back. And our show is gonna be on Girl Code. I'm excited about that. Because
Mm,
Ooh,
I think
awesome.
these young ladies nowadays need to learn what girl code is. Okay.
Absolutely.
There's no loyalty anymore.
Right.
Okay.
It sure isn't.
As soon as I get mad, you gonna just tell all my secrets. Like that's whack.
Or as soon as I
adults,
drop
Right.
my man, you're
adults are
gonna take
doing
him
it
up.
as well.
Hmm?
Ski with the
Adults are
back.
doing it as well.
Adults. Seriously. So there's no more loyalty and stuff like that. But here at
Mm.
Naughty Love Movement, we're gonna bring it all back. Okay, we're gonna reel them back in.
Right.
Oh
Bring
yeah.
it
Right, and
all
how to look
back.
out for each other.
Oh
That's
yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
that's what, like I am blessed with a good girlfriend group. I really am. And we all stick by each other's side. And guess what? We don't have conflict like that. Like if we do even have conflict, we're able to discuss it and move on.
Mhm.
That's when you know you got a good girlfriend. So, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show here. I appreciate all of y'all joining the panel. I appreciate all y'all thoughts. I wanted this to be a part of my collection on YouTube because this is what Naughty Love Movement is all about. This is how we spread the love. Okay.
All
Right
Spread
right.
on.
the love.
All right,
Thank you for
guys.
having us.
Oh, it is my pleasure. And I look forward to the next panel. Because you ladies, y'all don't know how much what y'all do for me on a regular basis. So I
And
appreciate
what you
it.
do for us, Naughty?
Right? Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
reciprocal for sure.
I love all of you. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and drop everyone down and end the show. And I'm gonna close it out here, you guys. I appreciate
Enjoy the
it.
rest of your day, ladies.
Enjoy the rest of
Thank
your
you. Bye bye. Love it. Love, love. Mwah.
Mwah.
See
Bye,
y'all.
everybody.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye. Well, guys, there you have it. I thought this was a great panel, but let's continue the conversation. We're going to leave it in the comments. How can we bridge this gap between our youth and the OGs to bring them all back together so that we can build up the respect for legacy in our community? Please remember to hit the like, subscribe, and that bell button so that you could be notified when I update content to my channel. And to all my haters,
And I wanna say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
we love y'all too. Okay? Even the haters, we love. All right? We're going to give them some love so they can change that hate into love. All right? Until next time, Naughty Crew, I'm out. One.